Welcome back to Crash City. It's not a normal episode. There's no interview. I have my co-host for today, Caleb Ringer. Coming, and we're gonna talk about some weird shit that's going on in the world because we have some weird PTSD driven stuff going on. Caleb, how are you?
I'm doing great. I'm happy you were able to have me on. You know, I can't seem to find much work these days, but hey, I'll be on anything. How you doing?
I'm good. All right, man. So we have come down to a lot of crap in 2026. It was starting good. You know, we were starting off right. We had Artemis reach new peaks for the world, and then just randomly now it feels a lot like 2020, and I don't like this. What why? Just why, bro? Why do we have
Well,
this?
first of all, those were some seriously expensive ventures. You know, I haven't seen SFX quite like the one they had on Artemis 2 like I see now. You know, it's pretty. I almost thought it was a movie. It was so great, you know.
Yeah, because it was real.
If we ever do go Well, if we ever do go out into space, you know, I hope it looks exactly like that. But as for the other things, it is definitely feeling like 2021. I'm back on the bottle. And two, this Fanta virus or whatever they call it. I have two questions. Well, maybe just one question. We'll see we'll see if this leads on to the second one. One, who on God's green earth is keeping Fanta in business in 2026? Two, long enough for it to have its own virus. And you know what? I have a third question. How did this not happen before? Fanta has always been a thing. I mean, right? Obviously.
Did you know that Fanta was created by the Nazis, right?
Well, there you have it. The Fanta virus. This is the Fourth Reich. Hitler's taking another strike at us. And he's doing it through our soft beverages.
Okay. All right. Oh god.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, the Hanta or hentai or whatever, because people have been making that joke too, the Hantavirus.
Wait.
Yeah.
Wait, so it's not Fanta virus?
No, it's the Hanta virus, like Fanta but with an H.
Oh. Wait, 1 second. I my help gave me the wrong information. 1 second. Let me pull up this Hantavirus. Oh, we're cooked. What the fuck?
What the? Why did it go that bad? Wait, why was it okay when? Wait,
I thought we were talking about Fanta. I thought that was a virus that originated from Fanta. What the fuck do you mean we have another respiratory virus?
We have.
First of all,
we have two. We have two technically because there's two different versions. Is from what I'm seeing.
Well, I'm about to say, fuck, I'm about to triple mask it this time around. Fuck that. I'm never going outside again. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of this shit. And you know, it's just gonna be like last time. You know, if it spreads, it's gonna be like last time. Everyone's gonna be like, oh yeah, I want to go outside. I want to go to my goddamn gym. If we have another situation with people working out in front of the gym in protest of the gym being closed, I think that'll be my 13th reason. I'm not gonna lie to you.
I genuinely want that. I genuinely want that now. I need videos of people working out outside of a gym out of protest. In protest.
That was not gonna lie to you. When I saw that the first time, all faith in humanity was gone. At that point, I wanted COVID to kill us all because we surely they couldn't be that dumb. But I mean,
no, it's fine.
They managed it. I thought we scraped the bottom of the barrel, but you know, long ago. But then COVID came around and proved me I was hella wrong. I was wrong as shit.
So the craziest thing, the thing that we need to all focus on and worry about and kind of go into is the fact that for a lot of people it is making us like it genuinely. I haven't seen anybody make the meme yet, But I'm waiting for people to make the, like, it being Pfizer in the background and then bringing up the art of the Vietnam or the World War II flashback, because that's what, like, the more I look into it, and I don't look at American news or like your old show, Caleb, just because Caleb.
What do you mean? You know what? We'll get to that after this. Yeah. Continue.
Okay. So I try to find like news sources outside to see what everybody's saying, and like outside, we are screwed. Like
and what? How so?
Like everybody here, you know, you have the big broadcasting news stations out here in the country, and they're like, yeah, it's under control, you know, it doesn't have that many people. And then you see the other countries and they're like, we don't know what the fuck this is. We have no idea what strand this is. And when I saw a UK channel, because you can get some UK news, if you have YouTube TV, shout out YouTube for that. They're like, yeah, this is a unknown strain. Like the Andes virus strain was literally just some, I have a feeling it was just some journalist that was like, we just need to put a label on this, because if we put a label on this, we can monetize the fact that we can trademark this, and then we came up with the virus and whatever. Because it never said like what, like who in the World Health Organization or the CDC or whatever made it. They were just like, Andes. One day it was Hanta, the next it was the Andes strain, and I was like, no, that's not how this works.
Yeah.
But this is like, god damn, dude. That's why I made that comment in the group chat. I was like, if it happens again, we all need to move closer to each other.
Yeah, this is good. It's getting a little ridiculous at this point. I mean, listen, I swear at one point we the flu was like the big thing to worry about for the longest time. Now all of a sudden the flu moved in his brothers, his cousins, his sisters. I hate to say it, but this is definitely looking like an immigration issue, but not the kind we're worried about.
Whoa. Okay.
I'm talking about viral immigration issue, okay?
Immigration.
They keep multiplying. They keep multiplying, they keep moving, and motherfuckers don't keep washing their goddamn hands. You know, it's honestly, from what I've been hearing, it definitely is. It's definitely a confusing issue, because I think they had some of the people that were on that cruise in quarantine now, in unknown location, and hopefully we're able to, you know, catch a whiff of what's going on right now before, you know, we end up with another 2020 situation. I will say, if we do end up with another 2020 situation, I'm putting up Mr. 47 to sacrifice. We're stating it here right now. He has the best. Listen, it's from his mouth. He has the best health known to man. No one's ever seen anything like it. So I say we crack his melon open and use his blood for an antivirus. There, I said it.
I have the best health, the best respiratory system in the world. No one's ever seen it.
It can't get any better than this. Every time they see it, they say, "Oh, I've never seen anything like it." Jesus Christ himself, isn't he? If he got up in 3 days, he would have got up in one.
No, this is great. Like it's that crazy ass shit, man, where we are getting into the point where like say it doesn't happen. Say everybody has mass hysteria already and everybody's freaking out, and it's not a crazy freak out, because I feel like everybody in some unique way got traumatized in some part of the pandemic when it happened. That's why I was trying to make the jokes and be like, yeah, you guys should move, you know, closer to New Mexico when it happens. Cause I'm like, man, like I didn't have a group like this group the last pandemic. So I was like, when this happens, like we got to pop off and make so much crap. Caleb has to have his new show coming on, where he does it more now. Like we need that. Like we don't like.
Honestly, like in all seriousness, like if this is what's going to happen again, yeah, no, it's I think there definitely is potential mass hysteria at this given time because obviously everyone's a little bit traumatized. You know, from the people who are normally traumatized because they just don't want anyone to die, to the ones who think their rights are being stepped all over when we were just trying to keep the world from, you know, going extinct. Everywhere from that in that spectrum, you know, there's a cause for concern. There is a level of trauma there. So I definitely think that, you know, that might be egging it on a little bit further. However, I don't think it's wrong to be prepared and, you know, essentially get ready for what could be a part 2 of 3. I shouldn't say that last part.
Of 3 of a trilogy.
Listen, didn't King Ramsay say there would be 3 plagues? Return the slab.
Wait, King Ramsay.
I'm waiting on the scarabs, okay?
Wait. I was gonna say, you did 2 different things. You did the Prince of Egypt and Courage the Cowardly Dog. You did the Prince of Egypt and Courage the... Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna go with it. We gotta return the slab. I don't know where it was taken on that cruise ship. But we need to get the slab returned. One thing that I did want to talk about, man, and like some weird stuff that's been going on, dog, is... Okay, so... This one dude, Jake, on TikTok. Like, he's literally a... Bro... So many people have already started trying to nitpick, like, why. So this dude makes a TikTok, and like a long time, like a month ago, is when I started seeing his stuff, and it wasn't good content. Like, don't get me wrong. My content, not always good. Most people's content, not very good. This dude's content felt so genuinely faked. Because he was like, I'm traveling the world on cruise ships, and I'm going to do this. And then he's the dude that makes the only video of the Hantavirus. I have seen multiple people's TikToks. I remember seeing this dude's TikToks. And he's the only dude that's made a video about it. He's the one that looks like, you know, that he's like, well, we're scared, this, that, and the other. And it looks like he's reading off a telegraph. And so I was like, cool. Then... While everybody's currently trying to like figure out what the Hantavirus is, the government slowly goes like, "Hey, aliens are real. Here's some videos of aliens," which are a lot of them for the most part we've already seen. So I was like, "Okay, you know, that's cool or all. I don't really care." And
if you know
what?
I hate to say it, you know, and I feel like a lot of people are gonna like scream TDS at me for saying what I'm about to say, but I feel like we have more alien sightings and weird shit going on whenever Trump's in office than we do any other presidency.
He's a good he's a good thing to travel to, man, for entertainment. That's what it is. Like when you go to like a concert out of town, like that's what he is, dog. That's what he is.
You know? Yeah. And so first thing I thought as soon as I started hearing about aliens and hantaviruses is, Hey, buddy, what happened on that island?
See, that's what people are trying to wonder. So I want to ask you this because I shout out to the Unsubscribed podcast. I love those guys. One of the guys of the group of their company, he used to work in the military. He just got out. He did a lot of like missile stuff and all that. And he talks about the Epstein files, and he goes like, there's 2 options. No, there's 3 options. He goes, and his name's @habitual line crosser. If anybody wants to look at his stuff, he goes, 1, it's not a list, which we're starting to figure out. It wasn't like a list. Like, I think when people first heard list, they were like, yo, dog, he has like a list, and it's like number 1, Tom Hanks, number 2, Chris Tucker, which breaks my heart, number 3, Will Smith, like Obama's on there at 57. You know, like, I don't think that's what it is. And he talks about it too, man. He goes like, either it's it's files, which we're starting to realize that. The second option is another country already hacked and deleted it on their end, and is now like, the reason it hasn't come out is because they kind of have like a little bit more leniency towards what they're doing. Like people thought like, oh, I think Russian hackers took it. That's why we haven't helped Ukraine in a while as much as like Biden did. Or like China took it and magically now the tariffs are starting to go lower to where they can start trying to raise their economy back up. And I was like, you know, that could fucking work either way. Or the third one is there was never a list to begin with. There was nothing. Like there was literally not like these files that are made are redacted because there's nothing. Like these were literally just hundreds of thousands of files AI generated is what people are or at least like his three options. And I was like, any of those could work.
I don't think the third option works as much due to the fact that the annoying orange himself is obviously bothered by the fact that everyone keeps bringing it up. I think that if it was a big nothing burger, he wouldn't get as bothered when people ask him about it. I think that in itself is one of the, it shows that there is something there. It might be different than what people anticipate, but I think that there is definitely something there enough to get his panties in a twist.
I think, and it goes into a lot of like, maybe the second option is probably the most viable. I was telling a buddy of mine this too, and he's like, I believe the second one because of the fact of like, if you look at everything outside in the world and you're like, okay, yeah, you know, the president made these tariffs and now he's trying to lower them, and then there'll be points where he's trying to raise them, and then we'll go back super lowered. And I'm like, you know, with a country that is struggling economically like they are, like China, man, it's like, that could be the one. Like, they stole it, deleted it. And one thing that somebody told me, and it was last year when we bought our car, like the whole country's like random computer thing, like nobody could buy a car because all the systems shut down across the country. Yeah. We literally went a week into that. We didn't know. So me and Morgan, we went and we bought a car. And they were like, hey, yeah, you're going to have to come back and like whenever this is up so that you can officially sign the rest of the paperwork and do all this. And we were like, okay. And then like almost 3 weeks later. And a part of me like is trying to connect like, okay, maybe that is what did happen. And then this group was like, everybody's focusing on the automotive industry in America. Let's go and we can try and take it. Because what is the Pentagon? If the Pentagon were to say, hey, we got hacked the same time the car company did, absolute pandemonium. People would be buying toilet paper for like years. Absolutely.
Oh, absolutely. 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 You know, I want to throw one more perspective of what country could have did it. Just want to throw one of those dart at the wall real quick. You know, see if I hit something.
What? Which country? What are we going with?
So I want to go with the ones who seem more in line with Trump's ideals currently. You know, the ones who, the ones who like to keep it real. Israel.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I was like, what are we doing? Where are we going?
I can see them being the ones to be like, oh yeah, we'll hack that and take that and scrub it for you, Daddy-O, with your gangrene ass orange toes. You know, I can see that. I can see them wanting to help the guy out since he's obviously helping them out.
And see, that's where I didn't even consider them because I thought of just more of the major powers that usually hack our stuff and then go away. Thing
is, I feel that Israel is actually a much bigger player than a lot of people have ever anticipated. I think that the old dollar bill actually tips its hat to our ongoing dealings a little more than it lets on. With that land that they've been fighting for all hundreds of years, Israel, right?
Yeah.
And with God, with the United States being so kind of affiliated with God and the concept of and Christianity and things like that, I can very well see that being one of the things that hold our relationship together. And part of why they do the things that they do, almost as if they've been in a partnership for some time.
Oh no, 100%, dude. See, this is why we are good friends, because we have similar ideologies. I've told, like one of my best friends here, we've worked together for years, even at different jobs. Like we work good together. I've told him, I'm like, the only reason like that, and anybody who is offended, I'm sorry, this is my own personal belief.
Y'all be all right.
If Christianity was in a different country, it didn't start. If it didn't start in Israel and it started somewhere else, like Kazakhstan or Poland or somewhere like that, what would be happening right now would not be happening. One, they would not have the Iron Dome, and two, like it would literally be something we would see on the news of one country conquering, like it would be Russia and Ukraine, essentially.
Yeah,
that's all it would be.
Right.
And that's what I've told him. I'm like, the only thing that is keeping them there, but also, and I do feel like if we took our foot off the gas, we stopped, it would cause other countries to try to take over and do what America is doing because of how much globally Christianity has gone through. And I've talked to people about this, and I'm like, just because I'm not religious doesn't mean that I don't respect what y'all believe. I just don't, don't do it. I don't do it. But right. I do know that the world would be so different if magically one day it was just gone.
Oh, absolutely. No one talks about how many wars have started due to religion as a base for said war, and I think nowadays isn't that different. If anything, we just throw in more obtuse reasons, things like, I don't know, oil. Everybody loves a good oil run. Everybody loves a good war started off of oil. It's not as simple to pass off the whole religious aspect as it was back in the day. So,
and that's one thing too, man, is like I love talking to veterans. I love the fact that I can have veterans on the show and we can just talk about their careers and how much their mindsets change towards the government once they get out. It's awesome. I love talking to those guys and just picking their brains, but a lot of it comes down to, like, we know what it is, and it's oil. You can mask it however you want, and I will say I do defend the president with what he did in Venezuela, because that man was really treating those people like crap. He was getting civilians ready to be in war that did not need to be anywhere near guns. They did not need to do that. We went, yoink, took him. Now the oil part, like, I used to work for an oil company. So I looked at my buddy that morning. He's like, man, nobody's going to want to go there. And I was like, you're a liar. Everybody is going to want to go there. And he was like, huh, why? And I was like, a lot of those dudes that get married in the oil field, a lot of them end up hating their partners, which, don't get married if you're going to hate your partner later on. Don't do that, guys.
Yeah. Don't do it.
Just stay single. But a lot of those guys will just go out there. They'll spend their money on whatever. They don't necessarily have to listen to our laws. I'm not promoting that. If you go to a different country, I'm just saying it happens. Buddies in the military, it happens. You mess up, it happens. But, a lot of those dudes are probably like, oh, I got seniority. Yeah, send me to Venezuela for like 3 months.
I'll just hang out in Venezuela for a little bit.
That's 100% what I think is happening. And like, that's the crazy part, man. Like, if I told you, like, if we had known each other years back and I told you, hey, man, one day we're going to sit down, we're going to have a podcast about a crazy ass virus, aliens, the crazy stuff our government's hiding, you'd be like, man, that doesn't all happen in 1 year. And it's like, no, that happened in less than 6 months.
Yeah, no, we didn't even get to the half point of the year. So, the season finale finna be fucking crazy.
God, dude. Oh, I don't want season. I've been making jokes, Pandemic 2, Electric Boogaloo, or 2-Pan-2-Demic, but I don't want it, man. I don't want it, bro.
I don't either. I genuinely don't. As soon as I heard about the Hantavirus, I was like, well, I'll keep the hentai, but leave the virus out.
I'll keep the hentai is wild.
Leave the virus though. Hey, I mean, listen. My big thing is that if this is what's going to happen, can everyone collectively get out of their own ass and do the right thing? And what I mean by that is don't get on the internet and cry about your rights being removed when hundreds of thousands of people's lives are at risk and if not already dead. Because that's one of the things that my biggest takeaways from the original pandemic was that I realized people are a lot more selfish and a lot more entitled than they need to be. You got people who live in the good old US of A for damn near full freedoms, right? Damn near. But the moment they take it away because, I don't know, hundreds of thousands of people have died, now it's a tyrannical government. Like, we have actual tyranny going on in our backyard, but no one said shit until their own rights were being fucked with.
Yes.
No one gives a shit until it's them. And that was the big eye-opener. That and people don't wash their fucking hands enough. As someone with obsessive-compulsive disorder who washes his hands at least 30 times a day, y'all motherfuckers are nasty. You motherfuckers need soap, water, and 30 seconds to yourself. Because what the fuck? Is it really that hard to touch a doorknob, put some hand sanitizer on, and go about your day? Is it really that hard to go to the restroom, wash your hands before you take a piss, then wash your hands one more time after you're done taking a piss so that you don't get any of your pissy hands on anybody else? Is it really that hard?
See, that's the crazy part, man, is people were, like, everything you say is correct. People would argue with you. Hands down, people would have argued with you.
Yeah, and that's the thing. And it becomes this big thing of, like, you're free. You're free to do whatever you want, right? But you don't want to take care of anyone else around you. Everyone just wants to take care of themselves. They don't give a shit. I'd even argue to say they don't even give a shit about their family members, their neighbors. Because, again, people did not want to stay indoors. They didn't want to wash their hands. They didn't want to wear masks. It's like, I don't want to stay indoors. Okay, so wear a mask. I don't want to wear a mask. Then die. I don't know what to tell you. It does come a point where it's like, you can just... We don't got... I don't know how many amendments we have, but, like, you can... This could be your 13th one, and you can off yourself, buddy, because at the end of the day, this virus was a real problem. It wasn't some shitty hoax. You tell me a hoax where 100,000 people plus just die. You tell me a hoax. You go up to people who've lost family members or friends to COVID and say, hey, where's that family member or friend that you lost? Bet they're somewhere out there still, right? No, they're fucking dead. The way people treated COVID like it was a big fucking joke is stupid. It never made sense to me, and it still doesn't. And that's the big thing that worries me about this virus. Viruses come and go. Yes. All right? Viruses like X's come and go. But the way people handled it is really the problem. The way, you would have thought everyone would have banded together and did what was best for the country, the nation, their neighbor. But no, everyone got so pressed about not being able to go outside to the deli, not being able to go to the fucking gym, even though they can work out at home, not being able to go to the movie theater, even though movie theaters are still failing. Streaming is up. So somehow, it really just felt like people were told you can't go outside. So now they felt the urge to go outside. It became a childish argument of like, no, you can't tell me what to do, so I'm going to do it. And it's like, just don't. It's simple. Just don't do it.
No, 100%. I agree with you.
The fact that we got to a point where people were literally trying to say that our medical professionals were liars was the most dumbfoundedest thing ever. That's when I realized this country's a country full of idiots. There are some smart people out there, and unfortunately, we will be dragged down by the numbskulls who sit here and pretend like they actually give a shit, like they're actually some sort of patriotic mass. The reality is, no one gives a shit about the other, and the only way we're going to come out of this whole thing, if this is going to blow up as much as COVID did, is if people, do the right thing.
Yeah, no, man. And like, that's crazy for one, because my aunt, her pandemic hobby, which turned into her side hustle, was the Cricut and like the vinyl cut embroidering shit.
Yeah.
So it was spoiled, dude. I had masks of everything. I had a Keyblade. I had old channel logos. I had all sorts of stuff. Shout out. I wish they were still around. I hope they come back. If this does turn into a pandemic, which I don't want it to, but if it does, I hope this company comes back. They're called Maju. I got the 7-tail demon.
Oh, that's awesome.
From Naruto Fu. I got the actual insect. I got it as a mask. They had like all the 9-tail beasts. They each had a mask, and I got hers because she's my favorite one. But like, it's that kind of stuff, man, where it was weird. Because like, for the very first part of it, I was working in the oil field till the oil crashed. So,
oh damn.
Oh yeah, dude, that's such a crazy story, man. Like we're watching it.
Might have to hijack your channel one day and interview you, because what the fuck, man? I worked on the oil fields.
Oh, I'll tell you, man. So like, I had been working for a couple of years. I worked out. I was making like cement that goes into the wells and doing all that. So, like, COVID hits. They say, hey, COVID's hitting. We're gonna cut the factory from being 24 hours to, I think it was 16. They cut it from 24 to 16, and then they went from 16 to 12, because they were just like, hey, you guys aren't going to get as many hours, but
right,
we'll work with y'all. We'll help y'all out. We'll do whatever we can. I was like, cool. Oil. We had one dude on my crew. He had an engineering degree, and like, this was his way of getting to what he does now, was, doing the grunt work and then building yourself up. And so every day he would be like, hey man, it's going down. And I was like, cool. He's like, are you worried? I was like, I was living at home at the time, saving up money. I was like, I'm not too worried. I mean, we got bigger problems. We got this new virus that we don't even know. So he's like, cool. So he's telling me every day, and then finally gets to negative $45 a barrel one morning. And he's like, hey guys, today's the day. So we're outside like a bunch of children. We're fully dressed. We're outside. We're checking trucks that have no reason to. We have like things that we're wasting time. Like, if this was ever the most look busy and I'm sweeping the dirt with a wrench, that is what today, like that day, that is what that was. So,
oh my God.
So we see funny. Our like the plant manager. We see the plant manager one day. He's driving down the street, coming to us, and like, bro's going slow. And that was our first hint of like, oh, something's bad. He gets out. He doesn't have his work clothes on. He's got like regular clothes. He's got a bunch of donuts. Like, I was like, oh, so today is the day. And then we see a nice truck drive behind him, and it's the actual company people. And he pulls us into a meeting. He's like, hey, I've enjoyed working with you guys. This is a crazy time in the world. He's like, I've already lost my job. Like, you guys are each going to lose your job today. It's nothing on y'all. It's just the way the world is working. He's like, you're losing your job today. And I text my mom. I was like, hey, I'm getting fired today. And she was like, oh no, what happened? She wanted to call, and I was like, check the news, type in Google oil prices, whatever, just check. She checked. She was like, oh, Bubba, I'm so sorry. I was like, it's fine. They're starting to do unemployment. I can survive for a little bit. So, because that's where I just got bored. Like, I just got bored and started doing more projects, even though the world was in trouble. And he pulls us in. Like, they each pull us in, and they're like, hey, you're a great worker. Like, they shook my hand. They gave me a hug. I've met these guys like once, but I gave them a good enough impression. They were like, hey man, we've heard great things about you. do you think you'd ever want to work here again? And I was like, not here. I want to work in San Antonio. Learn to find out they shut that completely down. So I literally told them, I was like, hey man, if I ever come back to this company, can I work in San Antonio? They were like, well, however the world works back then sure. Yeah, possibly. And yeah, man, it was like weird because it was like they still didn't want us to be near each other, which is crazy because they gave me a handshake and a hug. But I was like,
yeah, it's like, wait, bro.
I was like, wait, we still got to be 6 inches. Like, we still got to be away from each other. And they were like, who cares, man? Like, it's the last day. I was like,
bro, I'm trying to go home to my family and not bring them fucking COVID.
I was like, I don't even care, man. Like, I was just, yeah. So it's like things like that. And I know with the surplus of oil, we could potentially hit that again. Which, if we hit that point, I'm literally going to say they just copy and pasted 2020 and put it here. And now we are fucked. That's the greatest way to say it.
Yeah. You know, especially, you know, if people were going to behave the way they did then, like, it's just going to be another shit show. So I think the best thing that we can all do is, if it does ever get to that point again, is do what we did, the smart ones, not the idiots. If you're one of the people who was bitching about your rights being infringed, I'm gonna need you to do me a favor. Mute the video and just keep watching. All right. So we just need to do what we gotta do. Mask. Hell, if you need a double mask, do it. I used to double mask. I used to work, you know, back when we weren't doing NSA news anymore. I was doing security. You know, my old ass just out there just doing my thing in a I'm not gonna say the location, but doing security and double masking it, one mask over the other. And you know, I managed to survive all the way until 2023 without getting COVID.
That's super lucky for you. Because that is not, I got it like right in the middle of it too, and I was like, fuck.
Oh shit.
And the crazy part, I hadn't been anywhere. I don't know, dude.
You got the first airborne strain. God damn.
Like, I had been at home because I had been let go, and I did chill out for a while on just unemployment, the money that I saved. I know we got like stimulus back then, and like income tax hit, so I was sitting on a pretty amount, and I just chilled. Nice. And I chilled, and I started trying to do YouTube, and that's when I did like crazy amount of videos a day. I didn't know what the fuck I was doing, and
I feel that.
And like, my sister wasn't going to school. My mom was the only one that was going to work, but she would literally change in the garage and then come out. And just one day I woke up and I was like, I don't feel good. And they were like, you got COVID. And I was like, yep, I don't. I just hid. I hid for like 2 weeks, dude. I didn't post. I didn't do anything. I watched Fairy Tail. That is how I got into Fairy Tail, was because of COVID. I kid you not. My favorite anime now was all because I was almost dying.
Listen, you know what saved you? Do you know what saved you?
Fairy Tail.
It was the fan service.
It was the
It was the fan service. It was the fan service. And no doubt will it get you through the Hantavirus.
Yes. The tentacles are coming in whichever way that you take that.
The tentacles cometh, and my advice to you is just let them do what they do.
No. We do not sponsor of letting tentacles do what they do. No.
And this is sponsored by Bad Dragon.
Oh, God. God. You know what? If Crash City ever did get that, I would not be surprised. I'd be so happy.
Dude, I would love to get sponsored by Bad Dragon or Adam and Eve. That'd be hilarious.
I would. Dude, if Adam and Eve would do it, that would be awesome.
What?
That would be awesome. That'd be cool. I can't even lie. But, like, it's just... when I'm listening, when I'm having this conversation, I'm like, man, these dudes are doing a podcast on 2020, and it's like, no, it's 6 years later, and the world is weird, and I think it's hilarious because if it doesn't happen, this episode is going to be hilarious to watch years down the road, and if it does happen, this episode is still going to be hilarious to see years down the road. So it doesn't really matter. It doesn't matter at all.
It's the damn. I'm gonna say some grim shit. Are we ready?
Yeah.
It's 2 years. It's 2 years later. The Hantavirus has done away with about 85% of humanity. There's a few individuals left, and even fewer left with internet service. They get onto the Crash City podcast channel and watch this and have the time of their life. And it's the last bit of joy they've had in quite some time. They sit there and start consuming other bits of content, and then eventually the whole thing blows over. They begin to repopulate the Earth. Well, what am I saying? If they're watching my content, they ain't repopulating shit. But, at least they had a good laugh or two. But, I think overall, I think that while this could potentially be a season recap of 2020, essentially, I think that due to what we've learned since then, not just us, the people, but also the health organization, as well as many other factors out there. I think that even if this is a pandemic level situation, it won't be nearly as disastrous. For I've heard that they've already started looking at making a vaccine for the Hantavirus. The fact that they're acting this soon is a good thing, because one of the bigger issues was that they didn't get to making the actual vaccine last time nearly quick enough. Granted, people were still fighting fighting everybody when it came to getting the damn vaccine, but I think having it a little sooner than when we actually did would have been very beneficial.
Oh, 100%, because this shit has turned into a shit show and a half, and it's not getting better. And I know, like, one thing that people have drew similarity to, and it's about to happen, shout out Brazil, is the last time when Italy, like, the reason Italy had to shut down as a country entirely was the World Cup. Well, the World Cup is in the United States here in about a month. So we will have four. I think we're hosting 4 of the groups in Los Angeles, Dallas, Kansas City, and New Jersey. And then the other 3, I think, are spanned out through Mexico and Canada. I forget that's a country. So yeah, like, I think like, people are drawing similarity, and I'm like, that, I mean, that's not, like, if a virus wanted to spread that easily, those are the places that would be great right now. It happened last time. I have no idea. Like, I was talking to a respiratory therapist, not for me, just because I work in a hospital.
Yeah.
And was telling me, like, yeah, like, hantavirus has been around forever. We don't know what kind of version this is. And I was like, okay. And then I told him about what I saw on, like, UK news, and he's like, yeah, that makes sense. Like, it's kind of like, what's the best way to do it? Like, that, like, it's kind of like a carnival game. Like, you know the answer, you don't know which version of it you're gonna get.
The good thing is all those, no matter what variant it is, kind of like, see, I feel like this is gonna be. Hey, hold on. Focus up, camera. What the fuck? What do I pay you for, camera?
It's the government. They're already shutting you off.
They're trying to blur me. They're trying to censor me. You think your rights are infringed? My rights are being infringed right now. I think that just like with, like, remember when COVID, when the vaccine was out, and then we had like 2 or 3, maybe 4 different variations that came out afterward, and everyone was freaking out. Oh shit, it's not over. It's gonna get worse, and then it didn't. I have a feeling this is what's going to happen due to the fact that hantavirus is already a thing. I think that because it was already a thing, for the most part, we'll have a better control over the situation, whereas with COVID, that was kind of, everyone got sidelined. No one saw it coming. No one knew what it was. And I think that this being an already established virus, just a different variant, gives us a bigger opportunity to curve the situation, unlike before. So I think for the most part, things are going to be pretty chipper for the most part. But I still think that if things are escalating rather quickly, mask on. Don't listen to Future. No mask off, mask on. And make sure you're staying hydrated, make sure you're cleaning your hands, hand sanitizer, all that good shit. And when there's a vaccine, stop being a bitch. Get vaccinated.
Also, just don't go to things that you don't need to go to.
Right.
Don't do that.
Right. You can listen. If we all hear the meme, hey mom, can we go to McDonald's? We have McDonald's at home. God fucking damn it, little Timmy, you better enjoy the McDonald's at home. You better put that goddamn bun on the goddamn frying pan and heat that shit up. And if you don't got any buns, well, guess what? A burger with fucking sliced bread is just as good. I don't want to hear it.
It's a patty melt at that point. That's not even a burger. That's just patty melt.
Hey, not a patty melt, burger, tomato, COVID, SARS, it's all the same. It's all gonna fuck you up. It's all
Whoa! I would not go that far. Holy shit. Okay. No, like that was one thing that hit, especially in this area, and then of being Hispanic culture. Like, our people, I will say, are super stubborn. Like, even if they know the right way, just Hispanic people are stubborn. That is not a dig. That is not, I am brown. I can say that. It's not bad. It's not bad. It's true.
And I may be white, but I'm also Hispanic. Oh. It's somewhere in there. It's somewhere in there, Yeah. Just take a little sample of my neck meat. You might be able to find a thing or two, but
it's just written, I am brown on your neck. I am brown.
I am Hispanic, please.
And it's true, man. We're stubborn people, and like, the craziest thing would be like, we would get reports of like secret quinceañeras or secret events or something. We got, oh man, I remember. I think this was during COVID. We had, so like our local government was like at fighting the governor, so nobody really knew what rules to listen to. Like, you would have you had a majority of the city not masking, you had the majority of the city masking, and at one point I think it was like, which I don't even know how this happened. So it's COVID, nobody's really out. People will go out, but it's mostly I live in a smaller town. So
right.
We're less than 50,000 people. Crash City, Roswell, New Mexico. We don't have a lot going on, especially during then. There was like 200 kids who had gone out, and out into the bumfuck of nowhere, and they had a party. And the local sheriffs went to break it up. And like, they went from all of them to like swarming, because I could remember the videos.
Yeah.
And like an influx of COVID cases had happened within the next like month or two. And so that's what I think of, is like, you have these secret events, and people did them all over the world, like everywhere. People did them everywhere.
Yeah.
It's just, it's that thing of like, at what point is it worth it?
Right. No, 100%. And, I remember people like, trying to like, one of the things people would try to like convince, non-mask wearers, with is saying things like, if you see like your grandmother, do you not want, you don't want her getting sick from anybody who's not wearing a mask and things like that. And it's like, then they'll be like, yeah, that's right. And it's like, well, there you go. We don't want you getting anybody else sick. We don't want you getting your family sick. What? Like, I think that, and I hate to say this. Oh man, we're getting into some hot water. All right, turn on the boiler. It's about to get a little hot in here. Is it too far for me to say that I think that America's versions of freedom is more of an entitlement thing than actual freedoms?
No,
because
it's not.
I feel like they handled it the worst Other countries, the country where COVID originated from handled it better than we did.
Yes.
And you know what? I'd already, and I'm not gonna sit here and get all conspiracy brain because I left my tinfoil hat in the kitchen. I'm not gonna argue with what country it started in. As far as we know, it's China, and they handled it beautifully. And America didn't. Americans spent most of their time arguing whether their rights were being infringed, which again, they weren't. We just didn't want to all die. I was waiting for the people of America, the patriots, to fucking to let their fight or flight kick in so they can realize, hey, I gotta do what I gotta do to live and let other people live too. No, everybody just wanted to party and do all other stupid shit. I'd even argue people wanted to party more then than prior to, just because they were told they couldn't do it. I think deep down, a lot of these people just haven't grown up for their teenage years, and when they get told no, they want to do the thing they were told not to do.
Exactly.
And that was the big fucking debacle.
Exactly. No, I've said it. I've said it plenty of times. Is especially the way that people argue, or the people will be like, this right is taken away, or I hate this about our country. I'm like, at least you can write it. Like, you can't write it in. I mean, when we had Lyrical Ivan on, like, I literally had to sit down before the podcast and go, hey, I know your country's laws. This is going to include you. How should we navigate what we're going to talk about? And we sat there, and like, the reason it was good was because we had to like coordinate. And there were even parts in that episode where I was like, can't really say this. Salazar, keep it if you want. But I can't really say it. And it's like the way that I would have to navigate versus like right now, you can just say annoying orange and you're not going to be killed. Versus you go over to the UK or any other country, you could, like, the episode's posted, they're searching for you at that point.
I mean, they might be looking for me, but and if they do, and I get a personal meeting with the Orange Man himself, I'll be sure to speak into his good ear, the one that wasn't shot at.
Like, it's crazy things about that too, where it's like things aren't as bad. I'm very pro-military in the fact that I've had a lot in my family, and I respect the people that want to do it because it's a tough ask, and somebody's got to do it. And hearing my buddies when they come back, and I'm like, fuck. And there's just the things that they can't interfere with because it's a different country's culture or anything like that. I look back at when people complain here, and I'm like, God, it's so much easier. we got it so much easier.
And that's the thing that always gets me is like when people are like, oh yeah, it's America, we're free, but not that free. And it's like, do you want to go to the other place where you're even less free? Like, sometimes I wish people would open their minds up and think, why do you think this rule exists? Like, and one crazy thing, like, you ever go to like a store and it says, hey, no shoes, no shirt, no service, right?
Yeah.
And one thing I learned years ago is if there's a sign or a rule tell you not to do something, that means someone or a group of people have done that thing.
Exactly.
That's why the rules exist. That means someone has done something incredibly stupid, or a group of people have done something incredibly stupid to warrant that rule's existence. So no, you're not being infringed upon. Somebody fucked that shit up for you. That's really how you got to think about it. Somebody fucked that shit up for you. And in COVID's situation, eating bats isn't a good idea. But to say that your rights are being infringed upon because people don't want to die is entitled, stupid, and brat. I'll be honest, it's a bratty nature. It tells me that person hasn't grown up. There's still a little child deep in there, still wanting to fight for something they think is actually being done to them when nothing is actually being done to them. They're just fighting for nothing. They want to kick and scream and complain about something, and that's what they happen to choose.
No, 100%, man, and it is that that just weird way of like, I like episodes like this for Crash City. I think we need to do more.
We do.
Like dude, it's just the way that life is, man. And like, you know, it really does suck because I spent a lot of I spent a good amount of years of my 20s not like enjoying them. Like, it fucking, we'll have more episodes like this where I can just tell stories and do all that later on because I got a lot. But like, I didn't enjoy it. I didn't stay in that moment. I just kept moving so fast and not and doing stupid things or working or whatever. And then it came into now, like, life is like, hey, I'm older. I see these young kids who complain about things that I never even considered, who are in better positions than I was. And I'm like,
that's always the kicker. You'll hear someone complaining and guarantee, you know, if you ever hear someone complaining about anything, like anything very minor, guarantee if you were able to look into their life, they're somehow doing better than you.
Yeah.
That's why they have this small, minute thing to complain about, because it's not really a problem, it's an inconvenience. They're not used to being inconvenienced.
Yeah. And I'm seeing that and I'm like, that stresses you out, like that makes you mad compared to, or even think like life lessons that I've learned from having guests on here, and then, you know, doing my own therapy, starting therapy this year, is like, I'm like, that's the hill you're dying on. That's the hill you're gonna die on. After all these things that I've gotten to experience or learn or even have to battle myself, is then I'm going to hear somebody complain and they're going to go, well, this minor inconvenience is the worst in the world. And I'm like, imagine not...
Like, strap in, buddy.
Yeah, imagine working like a 12 out in the sun, not eating, sleeping in a truck, getting up, working another 12 in the sun, still not eating. Like, imagine that, guys. That sucks. And that wasn't even because I didn't have the money. It's just the fact that my mind was like, oh yeah, if I gotta work. It's fine. I'm not gonna pass out. I could do it. All these other guys are doing it. All I need is my you know, some nicotine and energy drink and blur. And then
I used to say that's the poor man's breakfast. A cigarette and a can of Monster. That used to be my go-to. I used to go work a cigarette and a can of Monster. That's no joke. That is a combo I used to rely on heavily.
And it's crazy.
That was my shit.
It's crazy, man. And like, I'll hear this where somebody's like, oh, I work too much. 40 hours is killing me while working. And I'm not saying that if you physically can't, that's perfectly fine. If you just don't want to, I missed like an entire year of my sister's life growing up because of the oil field. Like, I don't remember, because what I would do is I would work, have my time off would be in different bigger cities doing things I'll talk about later. And then barely being home, not being at home at all, moving out and just staying with other buddies because I could. Like, that's literally what I would do, and just working. And so there's an entire year of her life that I don't remember. And I'm like, fuck, man. And so it does come down to, like, yes, life is hard, but don't immediately go to like your rights are being infringed. If life sucks, cool. If you want to hear about struggling and then getting better, go listen to Salazar's episode.
No, for real. No, you put that episode down here. I don't know who's editing this. I don't know if it's Sal or if it's you, but put that shit in the goddamn description. You know what? Put the card somewhere up there on the top right and go watch that goddamn video. If you don't watch that goddamn video, I'll be there in the night. You're going to look in the corner of your room and you're going to see me there. You're going to wonder who the fuck is that? And then I'm going to remind you who the fuck I am.
Oh, God. Oh, geez. Oh, no. Oh, dear. You're going to wake up and you're going to see a white I'm gonna be honest, everybody. When I first met James, I even asked him. I was like, "Are you Italian, dog? Because you're not Mexican, but you're kind of Mexican." Like, yeah,
You
yeah.
know, what I get told by a lot of people is when I speak Spanish, I speak it. So apparently, I didn't know this, and I didn't know it until someone brought it up. I speak Spanish very Mexican-like because I pronounce the whole words
Mm.
properly. Whereas, like when you speak to like a Puerto Rican or like a Dominican person, they'll kind of you know if you know how to speak it, you'll understand it. But if not, you're gonna be like, wait, what? Can you say that again, please? But yeah, apparently, I speak Spanish like a gringo, as they say. I don't know. I speak.
No.
You're like, hey, ¿tú blanquito? No, I'm not. I promise. I lost my tan somewhere.
Shit, no. And like for just everything, man. Like I think people need to just be calm about it because we're making. I mean, even in the fear of like this actually happening, all the weird shit's happening. We're making jokes. Like that's literally how we have to do it. That's all this episode was. It's just a bunch of jokes because it's just getting weird and like I'm starting to learn like trigger warnings of like when things go wrong. I know it's so weird to hear as an adult like, oh, I don't know these things, but you know,
No.
he,
It's the thing is like, how do I explain it? Like, I feel like a lot of people, especially in the generations before us. Oh, sorry, I gotta put my voice back on. Yeah, I think the generations before us, when they were, getting us ready for the real world and things like that, they didn't actually prepare us for the real world. They gave us the glamour and the glitz of being a child. They give you the old, hey, you're a teenager, have fun, fuck up a little bit while you can, because when you turn to adult, you can't fuck up anymore. But they didn't really prepare us for the societal, the structural things that could, how easy it could all fall apart. But to be honest, I guess if your family wasn't really in any situation similar, how would they know as well? So a lot of this is us kind of getting up to speed with what people from like way back in the day dealt with. Things like the Spanish flu and shit like that. They had to deal with that. Or when, the regular, like the flu that we get here in the States often, that was a big deal for a long time. And, eventually we got vaccines. That shit still kills a crap ton of people every year. But, it's nowhere near as drastic as it used to be. And unfortunately, we're just kind of seeing the start of new things. Now COVID is kind of a regular thing. Someone going to the clinic or hospital and getting diagnosed with COVID is kind of a norm now. Whereas, when it first started, we're like, what the fuck? You're dead. It's over, So in a way, this is us having to adjust to our new reality, our new societal norms in terms of viruses and various other things, microbial. But, the good thing about this is that when, the future comes and and another one comes along, we've learned from the past. And that's one thing I think that a lot of people forget to do is learn from the past. Everyone wants to just keep living in the now and move on to the future, but you can't really do that without the past, especially if you want to be prepared. I feel like a lot of people can learn from the past, but just choose not to.
absolutely, man. And it's just crazy, dude. It's crazy. It's weird. It's interesting to look at like how things do come back and people are like, "Oh my god." And I'm like, "No, if you open up a history book, man, like this shit happened just in a different way, but it still happens. Like it comes and goes." But we're reaching an hour. So
Oh shit, are we?
yeah, no,
God
I love
damn.
that. I love that cuz we got to do that just means we got to do these more, man, cuz these are working.
No, hell yeah.
Um
I will say one thing. The funniest part about all these pandemics and things like that is when people are just like, the end times are here. This was written in the book, and it's like, how many fucking other times, how many other fucking things are written in that book that never happened? Like, I think we need to focus less on what's written and just focus on what you're going through in life now. Just because it's a virus doesn't mean it's going to be the end of the world, but it can be if we don't do what is the smart thing to do when if or when it hits.
we need to I could have a whole episode on just hearing those things, growing up hearing those things and then being like cuz I learned a new perspective and about Christianity and the end times and people that like I have no problem with people who are devoted Christians. I hate people who are like every bad thing is the end times because there was a I follow him on TikTok. There's a preacher and he goes, yeah, the book foretold, but that doesn't necessarily mean it foretold for the future. It means that is how it was foretold in that moment back then. And so I'm like, that's gonna hurt a lot of people. That's gonna be hilarious.
The thing is, the issue is this. Like I said, learn from the past earlier, right? So a lot of people would attribute that to, oh yeah, pick up the Bible and see what it says in there. But it's like, you take what you can from the past and how it will work with the present. Not everything is going to reflect one for one. The same way, a lot of people have also brought up similarities about like how Trump's running things compared to how things were going on in Hitler, and saw a lot of similarities, and especially with how they came into power. Does that mean Hitler just came back to life and he's trying to cause the Fourth Reich? No, it just means we have someone kind of like him. But it's just the point being that things repeat. They don't always repeat in the exact same manner. So we got to tackle it however we can based on what's actually going on. And if we just keep force feeding the same concept, how are we ever going to learn to deal with the things that are actually going on? How, people say, oh, it's the end times. Okay. So you're just going to sit down and lay down and die, or are you going to actually try to stop this thing with us? Like,
ooh, I like that. I like that. I like that. I like that.
What if hey, we need to have a Bible episode. We need to get canceled.
We could, like, that's the crazy part. That's why I finally pulled the trigger and I was like, I wanted to have James on for an episode where we just talk and have a go. I mean, Caleb cringe. Right?
Call me.
Krieger.
I heard that name in years. Hold on a second.
Like, I wanted to do it more too, to where we can just tell stories or do all this shit, because I enjoy those podcasts. I figure we all have different things in our lives that got us to how we got to be so cool. So yeah, no, but even topics like that where we just go into it, because there's a lot, which, like a show like Hazbin Hotel, which I don't think you've started.
I haven't started yet, but I do want to.
You're gonna love, if you have things you question in the Bible, you're gonna love it.
Well, actually, I have. I have the ultimate thing. I wonder. You know what? You've seen Hazbin Hotel, right? All of it so far?
Yeah. I've seen all.
All right, you tell me if this is brought up. Do they talk about how humanity's kind of built off of incest?
Not yet. It's close.
Okay.
It can teeter toward that, but not yet.
Because you know where I'm coming from, right?
Yeah. Eve and
Cain and Abel.
Yeah,
Cain and Abel were two boys. They were two boys. She didn't have a daughter. So if they had to procreate, that means they fucked their mom. So yeah, that could be why, people are so fucked up.
God damn. Damn.
You wonder why people are so busy fucking their siblings and shit, because apparently it's built off of that. All right, there. We said it. Yeah, that's going. Well, you can cut that out.
No, I'm gonna keep. I'm gonna let Salazar have it and be like, "Hey, man, can you just edit this as soon as you could and just see what he does?"
I was gonna say, if you want to leave that, if you want to take that out, and we saved that for like the actual Bible episode, because we can get on that.
That's just gonna be a bonus clip. It's just like, oh, this is preview for the Bible episode whenever that comes out.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be quite the discussion when we get there.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, this has been the Crash City Podcast. I am super excited. I like doing episodes like this. Trust me, I like having guests on and doing all that, but sometimes I just like talking to my friends and just picking my friends' brains and just doing this kind of stuff. So we don't really have to say your socials, because you're gonna be collabed in this episode anyways. So
yeah.
Plus, you're part of the Crash City crew, so it don't really matter.
Shout out to YouTube for the collab thing, because that shit simplifies our job a lot.
Makes it so much easier, man. And we will see each and every one of you in our next adventure. Thank you for crash landing. Later.
Yeah, goodbye, and stay away from alcohol.